welcome to the XD Daily Creative Challenge. As always, so glad to be here with you guys live in New York City in the Adobe studios. Today is day number 8 in the XD Daily Creative Challenge. Let's see who's joining us today in the Behance chat. Hi everyone, feel free to let me know where you're from. Gareth, hello. Joy, nice to see you. Anne, Meta, so nice to see so many of you joining today. I know it's the second last day. It's crazy how fast time flies. So again, it's today's day number 8 in the challenge, but before we get into that, I'd just like to go over what the XD Daily Creative Challenge is all about and the different ways that you can participate, just in case this is your first time tuning in. So really quickly, I'm just gonna go to my screen. And what you're looking at right now is the official landing page for the Daily Creative Challenge. So essentially, the Daily Creative Challenge is a way for you to learn the basics of UX UI design with Adobe XD in 9 challenges. And just below, there's a button here where you can join our community Slack channel. I'm gonna give you a tour of that, but really quickly, I just want to tour you the official landing page. And as you scroll down, there is a section where all the challenges, past and present, are found. So again, if this is your first time tuning in, you have a lot of catching up to do, but it's totally fine because you can easily watch a replay of some of the past challenges and also get the templates associated with the challenge. So really quickly, I'm just gonna head on over to our Slack channel. And there is also a short URL that you can go to sign up for a Slack channel. So floating above my head right now, this is the URL that you can go to join our official Slack channel. And the first thing you're going to want to do is introduce yourself. So we have over 5,000 people who's joined us in the Slack channel, which is crazy. Ton of people from all around the world. So tell us your name and where you're from. It's always nice to know where everyone is joining us from. In the announcements channel, this is where the Daily Creative Challenge will be posted. So today, again, it's day number 8, and there's also the downloadable XD file that you can use just so you can follow along with me. In the design feedback channel, this is where you will post, I guess, your daily challenge design. And we have mentors joining us this week, which is super exciting. And you know that you're gonna get some high-level feedback on your design. So be sure to take advantage of that. And finally, in the Help General channel, let's say you have maybe a more technical question regarding Adobe XD, which is the app that we are using for this challenge. You can definitely post it here. So that's just a quick tour of our Slack channel. I'm just gonna head on over to Behance. So for this challenge, we are using the keyword XD Daily Challenge. So just before you publish your Behance project, be sure to hit the discoverability tab and use the keyword XD Daily Challenge. That way, everyone who's participating in the challenge, we can find your work on Behance. And I also like to feature some of your amazing designs live on the show. And speaking of that, I want to feature some really great designs based on yesterday's challenge, which was day number 7, which was to design a team page for an agency website. So this is by Tyler, and he created a really awesome version of yesterday's challenge. So really good logo here in the top left corner. Love the menu. I like the typeface that you used, really nice. And as you can see, he used some really nice high quality Adobe stock photos. And you'll notice that there's the watermark, but I definitely encourage you to still use photos even if there's a watermark on it, because the goal of the challenge is to practice. So it's totally fine. Really great prototype. And let's see if you click that. A nice module appears, really great. Awesome work. And I also want to give a big shout out to Rochelle, who also designed a really great UI for yesterday's challenge. So I first off love your entire presentation for your Behance project. Nice header here, nice mock-up. Wow, this is very impressive. Love it. This is so good. Collab. And here's the interactive prototype. So if we click this team member, oh, so instead of, I guess, doing the overlay, the large module, it actually just has, oh, so there's two. Oh, that's really great. Love it. Very impressive. Let me appreciate your project. Okay, so now let's get started on day number 8. So I'm just gonna head on over to Adobe XD, and this is what today's template looks like for today's challenge. And today we're going to design and prototype a fitness tracker mobile app. So we have 3 artboards for this template. So this first artboard, this is a menu. So in the second template, you'll notice there's that hamburger menu icon. So I'll show you later on how you can create an interactive prototype where if you click this, this menu will show. We also have something, or a bit of a map here. So since it's a fitness app, this map can serve as, I guess, a tracker if someone was running. And also on this third artboard, this is just some additional stats that you can add for the fitness tracker app. So now that I've given you just a quick tour of today's challenge and the different artboards in this template, I'm gonna head on over to the artboards where I've already added some content. So as you can see on the first artboard, I have my menu. I already added the content that I want to showcase on this menu. So all I'm gonna do is just add some color. So the primary color that I'm using is this really deep dark blue. So I'm just going to select the entire artboard by selecting the title of the artboard. And in the assets panel here in the color section, I'm just gonna add my primary color. All right. And I'm also going to select this header area. So as you can see, it's its own little object. And I'm just going to double click because this is a group. So let me just double click. That way I have this actual rectangle object selected. And I'm gonna apply this lighter version of my primary color. And I'm gonna do the same for this search area here. There we go. So now I'm just gonna move on over to the second artboard. And again, I want to add my primary color to the entire background of this artboard. So I'm gonna select the artboard, add my primary color. And as you can see, the map, it's gray because it was just, a simple wireframe. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna select the map and I'm going to add the lighter version of my primary color, like so. So now that I've done that, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna quickly show you how I created these or added styles to these text objects. So for example, this text object here that says 10 kilometers, all I did was I selected it and then I just applied a really simple black drop shadow to the text. So right here, as you can see, I just selected shadow and applied the following settings. And if you have, I guess for example, in this section here, I have a similar character style on multiple text objects. So what you can do is once you've done it once and you plan on using it again, just select that text object. And in the assets panel here where it says character styles, you can select the plus icon. So it looks like I already have it, but when you select a text object and in character styles, you select the plus icon, the character style for that text object is applied here, and that way you can apply it to multiple text objects throughout your different artboards. So I'm just going to color this. And for this stats, I'm just gonna again color this color here. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply this really bright neon green accent color to this, I guess, tracking indicator on our fitness app. So let me just select this line, and where it says border, I'm just gonna grab my eyedropper tool, or you can go into your assets panel here, right click and apply as border. And there we go. So I wanna indicate that this area here was the start, and that this area here was the end. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna double click on this circle object here. And I'm just gonna apply the green to the border. So again, I can just go here, right click, apply as border. So this is kind of like the starting point. So it's not completely solid or the solid neon color. But for this, I want this to be completely solid or one color. So I'm gonna apply the accent like so. And this, I guess, is a way to indicate completion. All right. So it looks like this artboard, I have, all the colors and styles that I want on it. So I'm just gonna move to the third artboard here. And keep in mind that I did label them. So this is the workout screen, stats screen, and then this is the menu with my logo here. So again, I'm gonna select the entire artboard, apply my primary color, and I'm gonna apply the lighter version. Oops. So again, this is a group, so I just have to make sure I double click to get into the group and then apply the color. There we go. And I'll apply the darker color there. So there's a bit of an alternating color scheme here. So I have my content, so I'm just going to select, I guess, this measuring or progress sort of chart, and I'm gonna apply the accent color to that. There we go. All right. So I've applied all of the colors, the basic colors and whatnot to all my screens and all my artboards, but I want to add some cool effect to the neon accent color. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you how you can use object blur to add a nice glowing effect. Since this is neon, I wanna kind of emphasize that it's a neon effect. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to double click this line or this path. Oops. And I'm gonna press Command D to duplicate the object. So it's duplicated. And what I'm gonna do, okay, so this is what I want to select. I don't want to select the actual circles at the end. So I'm just going to press Command D to duplicate the line only. And where it says background blur, I'm gonna select the drop down and I'm gonna select object blur. So right off the bat, this gives a really cool blur to the object. And if you put it behind the solid object with no blur, it gives this really cool glowing effect. So there we go. So if you want to create a neon effect, this is how you would do it in XD. So really cool feature that you can definitely use for that. So I'm going to apply that same effect to these charts here. So I'm just gonna duplicate this line. Oops. Gotta make sure you double click to really get into this group. I'm gonna press Command D to duplicate it. And I'm gonna select the object at the back. I'm gonna select object blur. And there we go. So now I'm just gonna repeat this for the next two charts. So again, Command D, gonna select the object behind, object blur, and it gives this really cool glowing effect. There we go. So really cool. So now that I've applied all the cool effects that I want to apply for my fitness app, I'm just gonna head on over to prototype mode to add some cool interactions. So right here, just gonna go to prototype mode. So the first thing I want to do is I want to add a cool menu effect. So an opening, closing effect. So, okay, let me switch back to design mode. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy this screen. So let me just press Command C and paste it. Oops. Let me draw a square. So I'm just gonna draw a rectangle actually, and I'm gonna apply the primary color. And I'm gonna duplicate all the objects on the artboard. And I'm gonna place it right on that object. And I'm just gonna make sure I have everything grouped. And I'm actually gonna place it sort of, not entirely on the artboard, but just so a little bit of the workout screen is showing. Just like so. Let me make sure I have no border. There we go. And I'm gonna replace this menu icon. See if it makes sense to put this. So I'm just gonna press Command D to duplicate it. I'm gonna place it here. There we go. So that way, when I add some transitions to this page, it will give the effect that just part of the menu is going to reveal itself, but we also have the next screen showing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go to prototype mode. And when I'm just in my second artboard, I want that when I select the hamburger menu icon, this screen is revealed. So I'm just selecting the hamburger menu and I'm gonna wire it to the first artboard. And I want the transition to be, I just want it to be a simple transition, and I want the animation to slide to the left. And I want duration to be 0.2 seconds. So really quickly, let me just test that out. Okay, so let me just fix that so it's slide right. And let's test that out. There we go. So when this is clicked, I want that when the back arrow is clicked, I want it to go back to show the full second artboard. So I'm gonna wire this to the second artboard, and I want the animation to slide left. So let's demo that. Here we go. So now we kind of have a working menu. So now when on the second artboard, if we click stats, I want it to go to our stats screen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to select the stats text and I'm gonna wire it to the third artboard. And again, it's just gonna be a simple transition. And I want the animation to slide left and duration is 0.2 seconds. So let's demo that. There we go. And when we're on the stats screen, if we want to go back to the workout screen, I want it to just transition to that. So I'm gonna select this arrow and wire it to the second artboard. And I want the transition to be slide right and duration is 0.2 seconds. So let's demo that, make sure it works. There we go. So in its entirety, if you just wanna see all the wires that you've just done in prototype mode, you can select Command A on your keyboard and it's gonna show you all the different wirings that you've just done. And I'm just gonna quickly demo this entire experience. So if we click this, it goes away. We have a nice working menu. And if I click stats, it goes to the stats screen. And then when I click the arrow, it goes back to the workout screen. So really cool prototype. All right, so we've designed and prototyped our fitness app. I hope you learned how to use some really cool features in XD, like the object blur, and also how to create a cool working menu. So looking forward to seeing what you come up with. So now I'm just gonna quickly show you how you can add this interactive prototype to your Behance project. So I'm just going to hit this sharing icon right here in the top right corner, and I'm gonna select Publish Prototype, and let's hit Create Public Link. So I'm gonna select this icon here, and this is gonna copy and embed code. And if I head on over to my Behance project, this icon here, this is where you can embed media. So I'm just gonna paste that embed code that we copied in XD. I'm gonna hit embed. And our interactive fitness app is showing. So it looks really good, but as you can see, there's a lot of white space and it doesn't look that great. So what you can do is just select this icon here and it's gonna reduce the padding that is surrounding our interactive prototype. And again, if you've published your Behance project before, you can click Settings, or just before you publish your Behance project, if you hit the Discoverability tab, and here where it says keyword, this is where you're gonna wanna put the keyword XD Daily Challenge. That way we can find your work, and I also can feature your work live on the show. So I'm just gonna hit save, and now it's on my Behance project. So again, thanks so much for tuning in to day number 8 in the XD Daily Creative Challenge. We have one more day. It's crazy how fast time's flying, but tomorrow is the last day in the challenge, so be sure to tune in tomorrow for day number 9. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see your work on the Slack channel and on Behance. Hope to see you tomorrow. It's our last day. Be sure to tune in. All right, bye.